The musical instrument I am playing now is called erhu, which was introduced to China along the ancient Silk Road in Tang Dynasty. The erhu is a testament to exchange and integration of Eastern and Western civilizations. Xi'an was once the ancient capital of China, the starting point of the Silk Road and the intersection of Eastern and Western cultures. Now, as Belt and Road Initiative proposed by China gets more recognition worldwide, Xi'an is once again at the forefront of the international exchange, serving as an important window for China to connect to the world. Today, I will invite my new friend, Ms. Xian Shucheng, a scholar to Xi'an Branch Library of China National Archives of Publications and Culture, to explore the topic of inclusiveness of Chinese civilization. So, how did you like what I just played?
It was really beautiful. I really enjoyed listening to it. I think I heard some Chinese tunes in what you had just played.
Yeah, I just started to learn this instrument, although erhu is not originated here in China, but it was quite adapted and very well developed in Chinese culture.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Hu team represents not only musical interactions, but also just broader cultural, civilizational interactions in general. Did you know that in Chinese culture, the idea of harmony is actually very important for music?
Of course.
In traditional Chinese music, there's 5 notes, the gong, shang, jue, zhi, and yu. And then in traditional Chinese music theory, the idea is that you have to compose music in this harmonious way to create a kind of complementarity or resonance between the different musical notes, and that is how one achieves pleasant music. And I think this very fact of thinking about music shows the importance of harmony for Chinese culture. In the Discourses of Zheng, there was a court historian of the Zhou dynasty called Shi Bo, and he articulated one of the first theorizations about harmony. He was saying that harmony gives rise to all things, whereas if all things are the same and merely uniform, then things just die. What he meant by that is, you have to have diversity for things to flourish and to grow. But if you just have the uniformity, things cannot possibly be sustained. And Shi Bo goes on to say that in this very beautiful passage, there is no music in a single note. A single color cannot possibly be beautiful to look at. A single taste cannot possibly be delicious. And a single thing cannot possibly be judged or evaluated.
This notion of harmony, it reminds me of orchestra. Everybody's playing the same piece, but on the music sheet, there are different parts for all of these instruments within the groups, different groups, and they play together, and there is this conductor leading all of them all together in a harmonious way. Probably we can see it abstractly to other aspects of life and also governance.
Yeah, I think that this idea of harmony often gets misunderstood because people think of it as eradicating your individuality such that you conform to a given, to a uniform standard, but that's really not the case. It's much more about asserting or accepting the fact of everybody's individuality or difference and then still trying to create a kind of coherence out of everybody's given individuality. So it's not at all about getting rid of individuality.
We're in Xi'an, which was known by China a long time ago. And also here it is the starting point of ancient Silk Road. 1,000 years ago, people were coming here to China to do business, spreading their own religious beliefs and teachings. And they were treated very warmly by Chinese people. How come that Chinese civilization could have such inclusivity so long ago?
Yeah, I think the presence of many different people so early on in Chinese history was a great contributing factor to that inclusiveness. For example, the Silk Road started around 200 BC and lasted for over 1,000 years. And on the Silk Road, many different things were exchanged, not only commodities, but different cultures and religious beliefs. And even within the Tang Dynasty itself, many foreigners came, and so among them, people stayed for a long time and became officials in the imperial court. So thanks to this very inclusive environment, the lives of foreigners when they came to Chang'an were not really affected. So they could follow their own traditional cultures and their own habits and customs, and this extended to religious beliefs as well.
Speaking of religious beliefs, I've noticed that here they have a copy of a stele of Daqing, or Nestorian stele, which I know is very famous in China.
Yes, indeed, it is very famous, and the original is in Xi'an City. Daqing is the name that the ancient Chinese gave to the Eastern Roman Empire, and Nestorianism is the name of a Christian sect founded by the patriarch Nestorius, and which spread in what we call today the Middle East. And in the 9th year of Zhengguan, there was a sect of Nestorians who came to Chang'an, and they were met with by the emperor at that time. And after learning about this religion, he sent an edict for the propagation of this faith, because he thought that there was nothing inconsistent about these teachings with Chinese values. When you're really self-confident in yourself, can you be so embracing of all these different cultures? And the diversity of different cultures and perspectives also allows one to really understand one's own culture and therefore become confident in oneself as well.
What is the impact of the inclusiveness of Chinese civilization from ancient time to the present on the development of China and today's world?
I think the Chinese tradition can be characterized by humanism, which means that it sees the differences between human beings in cultural terms. And this is quite different from the dominant tradition in a Western sense, which tends to see differences between humans in very innatist biological terms, or you could say racialized terms. That is, the differences between people are in terms of race. And this is something that people can't change because you're born like that. This is quite different from how China traditionally understood human differences. So the Chinese understanding of difference and why difference is enriching is premised on its understanding of the organic world. Fundamentally, the Chinese worldview sees that it is only through exchange with different things that leads to flourishing.
So the points that you mentioned, most of them are theoretically explaining how Chinese philosophy works, but how can we put them in practice for our world today?
The project that China tried to do starting in 2013 with the Belt and Road Initiative mostly meant in an economic sense, but arguably, possibly that there's cultural interactions that come as a result of this more broadly economic collaboration between different countries. It was really trying to create greater wealth through being able to bring into partnership different places and peoples.
It's a continuity of the ancient Silk Road in a sense.
Yeah, like we spoke about earlier today, very much it can be called as the new Silk Road. As different countries have different national conditions, operate under different social, economic, and cultural contexts, and adopt different political systems, the Belt and Road Initiative has utilized Chinese classic ideas to highlight inclusiveness and mutual learning, which have a solid foundation in traditional Chinese culture.
In today's world, we are facing many challenges, such as how to promote the exchanges between different cultures,
how to channel the forces of different civilizations towards the end of building a harmonious and pluralistic world. The Chinese wisdom of harmony in diversity may help us build a more open and inclusive world to advance the progress of human civilization.